Today is a really special talk with a special guest, Mila, and I would like to introduce her before to start with the official talk. Mila is a mother and wife with over 25 years of experience. She's also a super fan of sports. She loves music, she loves reading, and she loves nature. She's a seasoned professional focused on technology and operation implementation and business transformation. She's an expert in Lean Six Sigma, project management and digital transformation, and also neuromanagement with a master's in neurolinguistic programming. She is a former digital commissioner for Grupo Comunidad de Costa Rica, and in 2018, she was named among Estrategia and Business one of the 50 most challenging women in Latin America. She has spoken in several different summits of leadership, including this, of course, and she engaged actively in key organizations like CINDE, Procomer, and Forbes Centro America. So we're really happy to have you here, and the stage is all yours, Mila.
Thank you, Steffi. Well, hi, Gapsters. Thank you for having me again. I hope you're having a great sunny afternoon, at least today. And thanks, Paul and Stephen, for getting us the sun back as they travel from the US to Costa Rica. We're going to talk today about how to elevate the experience each one provides. But first, the most important thing. I know that most of you already know me a bit, so I want to ask you a question. Get the emojis ready. From all these three, thumbs up, NBA, NFL heart, and MLB, thumbs down, which is my least favorite sport? Hearts, thumbs down, thumbs up. I see a lot of thumbs down. A thumbs up, NBA? A thumbs down? All right, I think that I have an idea. So, baseball. I can barely see the World Series, which is great. It's a sport, but I'm not a huge fan of Major League Baseball. Then the last one, but the most important one. Give me an emoji. What is my favorite? Thumbs up, tea, heart, coffee, thumbs down, matcha. A little bit of thumbs up, a lot of hearts. A lot of hearts. Okay. So yes, I'm a coffee lover. I really enjoyed, and thank you for my dear Colombia Gapsters that I have tried that Colombian coffee. I have, got the chance to get it, and it's superb. So thank you. And as you know, we're getting into you already gave me some love with all the heart emoticons. I know it wasn't purpose, but you already did. So thank you for that already. We have now going into elevate the experience that each one provide. But first, practical tips, and we start scratch from the first one. When we try to tackle a problem, and I believe some of our peers in the Leadership Summit, like other conferences, they have tackled into how to break things into smaller things, how to get into the leadership assessment using different methodologies. So I want to introduce you to this one, deconstruction, in order to make sure that we get into the simplest way to tackle what we would like. So as leaders, first of all, if I share what is to elevate the experience each one provide, probably is too high level. So I want to highlight two key words here for us today. One, what is elevate? It can mean anything for everybody. But the simplest way, if you go into your Gemini and you go into your translation, it will go and say that the trend is to raise up, to be above the ground, or to be above the normal level. And that's what we want to do today. Get above or raise up our vibration and what we understand about the leaders that we have, how we can be better, and what we do and serve. And the other one is each one. What does that mean? So the simplest way to just deconstruct it is We can be each one as individuals, and we're going to get in as an individual here in a minute, as a business, and how I elevate myself within the business that I am into it, and then as a product and service, that is what I do or what I create. So today we're going to get down the line on each one as an individual and then as a business. As an individual, and first comes first, the most important piece of this. As leaders, if we are not okay internally, mind, body, and spirit, we will not be able to elevate ourselves. Not in life, not in business. So we're going to tap into a few routines and why they are important, some tools and an approach, and definitely, always, we want to invest in mental health. As I shared, proven record, many of the studies are showing that people that not necessarily are happy, shiny people, as the song, but people that invest consistently in their mental health, in themselves, they perform better, they live better, they approach challenges in a better way. So why this is important? Because one thing leads to the other one. We are not the attached leaders from my individual self in the family, like in academy, in the gym, as I am performing when I'm sitting in front of the client. So super important. Why routines are important? Because they start building consistency. And we are the sum of small wins, small steps, and small actions. We're not necessarily one big hit and one big. Then, with AI now all around the place, we need to take advantage of it and get some practical methods and tips on where we can enhance ourselves to be better human beings. And then, what is the approach? Nowadays, we are multidisciplinary human beings, holistic human beings. We are mind, body, and spirit. Tapping into it, then what is the trending topic and some of the tips that I would like to just call out today? And many of you, if you want to share, please share. Many of the important routines that we have might be an eating routine, and we heard Erica yesterday, like she shared how she enjoys breakfast and it's like a ritual for her, and many others that enjoy that meal. The morning routine, it tends to be one of the most important, and then the sleep routine. And why? Because it sets the tone for the day. The day starts the day before, but at the end, if we start with three things here that I'm listing, we're setting the tone in the right foot. Meditation, prayer, breath, exercises. There are a lot around there in the network that you can tap into. Those are key in order to start our morning routine. Exercise, it's not a surprise, but it's not around just running going into like ultra sports that we know and possibly like, but also how we tap into stretching, mobility, breathing, some exercises that can expand ourselves and set the tone for the day. That's super important. And then the third thing that is actually pretty trendy on a morning routine that is successful is the me time. And this is something that you can tap into whatever practice that you feel that is yours and that adds value to you as a person. It's not your learning time, it's your you time. And it's all around journaling or dancing or reading, but having that quiet time. Some people call it like quiet time. That's super important. So if we can get any of those three as part of our morning routines, thumbs up. If as leaders, we want to just set the tone for the day and we want to just include any of these into your existing morning routines, superb. Then we'll get into a quick biohacks that can help us live better. Why? Because we can have, I don't know, food supplements, and we can have any of the, like medical advancements that we have here right nowadays. But there are like very small things that we can do to enhance and get our brain and get our body in the right set to meet the challenges as leaders within our organization and in front of our clients. And when we tap into activities, any nowadays activities, there are some important things to contemplate. Activities that create more self-awareness, that create more empathy, that enable us to enhance our communication, our amusement, which is play and have fun, activities that create resilience. Those are the ones that we want to tap into our routines. The ones that possibly feel a little uncomfortable at the beginning, but that create the right connections in our brain in order to deep get into our processes and then get us better and elevate ourselves in what we do. So anything that you can check and try to think that can elevate any of these, it's good also for your performance. It's good for you as a professional. So they're pretty connected. Here, very important. And when we talk about biohacks or hacks, we're not talking about like this complex lab kind of stuff. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the small things that create changes in our routine. It's your working routine now that we're talking about, or any other, as mothers, our sons, sisters, anything that can enhance our performance. So napping. I have always wished to have a routine of napping, and I haven't been able to be actually successful at that. But there's not, like all naps are not created equally. And here, when I share these slides with you, you can see that there is a time frame where it actually enhances your performance when you wake up. But if you go after or past those 30 minutes into the 45-minute mark, it can create the opposite. So here it is on how you go into quick naps of 20, 30 minutes. And then possibly you will have, in order to do some enhancements on your productivity, tap into a 1 hour and 30 minutes or an hour meeting. Anything just in that between will make you feel foggy, will make you feel that you might not be producing at the level after the nap. So napping is important. If you can include it into your routine, that would be great. Then are some other tips that are super available in nature and us, such as grounding, barefoot and getting into, clean air, the morning sunlight. It's perfect to kick off our immune system, to kick off our brain into the right direction when we want to start our working day and meet the challenges, actually. Then we have heard about cold plunging or cold showers. That's also absolutely fabulous to just start knocking the day and say, okay, this is where I'm heading. This is where I want to enhance and produce. And also, of course, breathing. Breathing is not just the way that we do it instantly, as we are right now, but also doing some exercises to calm ourselves, or even in order to get into a difficult conversation with any of our team members or any client conversation that might be complex. You can just tap into, like your mic, you turn it off and you start with some breathings and try to just calm down. And there are any sets of breath works. It can go into 4-7-7, that you just, breathe 4 times in 4 seconds, then stop. And then you release in 7 seconds, which I'm not going to do it here because it's too loud. But I strongly recommend that if you can tap into any of these, you will feel the difference. And even if you want to just step aside because you're having a difficult situation at work and life and family, and you want to just calm down, even lower your blood pressure, it can tell you that also getting into cold water, you get your face into some cold water for a few minutes, and that instantly creates a down the line of your blood pressure and habilitates yourself to actually start breathing and concentrating, because it's like a contrast that you are doing. So many of these available for us, like just here as we are. And lastly, body and what we eat. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not going to get here into any further detail, but there are some foods and type of foods that they can enhance our productivity. They can enhance the way that we perform and the way that we also stressed out and the way that we also prepare to just get into meetings, to get into our daily life. So brain health is For me, it's super important because at the end, everything starts here and goes out there. So a few here foods that possibly some of you like or not. I love avocado, but I know a few people that they haven't. Blueberries and all that stuff that is there. But there are many others, and for sure you already know some of these. So my invitation to you is that as individuals, if we want to elevate ourselves, trying to get into this level of consciousness and try to tap into these kind of easy wins for us during the day will make it more productive, and we will be actually more joyful on how we live our lives and live our professional life as leaders and our family life too. So that being said, I'm going to turn into business why, but is there anything, I'm going to pause here and ask if there's any comment, if there's any question around as individuals, how we can elevate ourselves to perform better, or anyone would like to share any of the routines that you currently have that are, like giving you positive results, or some that are possibly not giving you positive results? Nothing? Journaling has changed my life. Ken, yes, absolutely. I agree with you. Danny,
Yeah, thanks, Mila. I just wanted to ask, what is grounding? It's the first time I hear that.
grounding, thank you. It's where you are barefoot and you start kind of, like walking in grass. But the idea is to be barefoot. You walk in the grass at your patio, or you get into, like near the coast, the ocean, whatever that makes you get the electrons and the protons that you have as like, because we are like kind of energy that actually creates like a vibrational change in your body.
Interesting. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And I can also share that for me, something that's very nice is just a pause to stop and think or pray for the ones that are believers. That's very important, and it's actual a productivity booster. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Getting any of these three, again, there are like plenty of stories that have arisen to the conclusion that they really set the tone in the best way. And post-pandemic, actually getting that connection with, as you mentioned, with a higher purpose, or like if it's a meditation, if it's a prayer, if it's anything that can connect you with what you would like to do during the day, actually gets you to a very, very different level that just start up and just say like, okay, this is my day, or this is what I need to do. So I agree, and definitely it's creating a difference when you have this type of routines to include that. Thank you, Danny. Then I know that, well, Erica says that she's a nap lover there. I'm jealous about you. Clarity walks. I like that one. That's super, super nice. Darren says a good night's sleep. Absolutely. The sleep routine is one that, hence, in the light of time, we're not getting or tapping into, but even the blue light versus the red light and other things are considered like hacks also. And now the days, 7 hours is like the amount of time that actually is good in general. No less than 7, and if it's more than 9, and so there are some studies that say that it will not work, but 7, it's a good one. And Didi, I know Seattle is very nice, but very dark days. Sonia, working out and napping. Absolutely. Santiago, cold showers makes a difference. I love this one, cold showers, but I have to share that I would like to see like how cold it is, the water that I'm using. I'm not sure that is considered a cold plunge, but I'm getting there. Gabby says that morning exercise and meditation before bedtime, absolutely, and stretching exercise. That's right. Emma, fasting, yes, for example, but not Erica. As I'm, again, not a a doctor or a nutritionist, I didn't want to include actually fasting, because plenty of studies show that there is, in most cases, positive results, but also in terms of the hormonal health is not recommended for certain people that has certain health challenges. So I didn't include fasting itself, but at the end, like I do it myself. Most of the days I skip breakfast and I do like a lunch, and I do the 16-8 approach. So 16 hours of fast and 8 hours, or an 8-hour window where you can eat. So definitely it's a good one, but not recommended for everybody. Replacing dinner with fruits only. The only watch out with the fruits is that then is glucose, is sugar, and you don't want to spike your sugar at night. But yes. Okay, and then as I shared this with you, some of the authors or books that have made a difference in my life as I read them, and I shared with you and Steffi that shared with you that I'm an avid reader. Jack Welch, which is like not contemporary, but he's a very good author. Winning is one of the books that I would totally recommend. Shoe Dog, The Seven Highly Effective People, then Atomic Habits that it was called out yesterday. Barking Up the Wrong Tree, it's very good one, but there is a variety of books that we can actually share, but at the end I'm just sharing the ones that have been like more impactful when I try to tap into how I can enhance my performance from an individual self-care level and get some practical tips into my day-to-day. So stay tuned for more on that one. And then we jump into the business area and how we can elevate the service that we can provide. In the business area nowadays, with the technology market being in a very interesting situation, there are some of these and the enhancements, the areas that are trending right now in the market. On top of it, it's customer focus. We are now more than ever, and we are living it as Versus Gap, that customer focus, the customer intimacy that we would like to create, it's on top. And then it jumps into innovation, which in our area, which is technology, it's also, connecting the different units from migration from and engineering. It's very important to just consider that if we are not innovating or even tapping into questioning ourselves on how we are developing, on how we are creating our plans, on how we are impacting our clients, there should be like a flag and say, okay, where I am and how I can invest on getting my innovation, my creative thinking flowing. Team engagement, data, we know that is there, data-driven decisions, omni-channel experience for the ones that are familiar with this marketing concept. It's always focus on that it can be omni-channel, it can be various channels from a client, but what they see is a seamless one type of service. Regardless of what is behind, what they see is seamless, is neat, and that's what they see. That's the only thing that matters. It all depends on the different processes, the different products, the different departments that are behind. And communication and interpersonal skills. Some strategies that we will tap into: personalization, anticipation, surprise and delight, empowerment, and community building. On all of these, what makes the difference is if we are able to focus on the details and consistently strive for excellence. Those go in hand. If we are able to see the detail or see what is missing in the ecosystem, we are winning. If we are able to consistently pursuing and have a momentum of what I'm doing, I'm winning on any of these. Because this is not rocket science. This is not something that it's new for any organization. However, the most challenging aspect is to build consistency on what we do, consistency on the approach, and actually focusing on the details. There is a saying that devil is in the details, and it's definitely so. What are we going into? We were getting into briefly communication and interpersonal skills. And the strategies that we are going to check in a moment are personalization, anticipation, and surprise and delight. Okay, so personalization. As we as human beings, we know that we go into a restaurant, and if we are treated with our name and somebody goes and say, "Hi, Steffi, how are you? Long time that I don't see you. The last time I saw you was last month. Would you want to order your lemonade, your regular one?" Steffi will feel special. That's for sure. But if Steffi comes into a restaurant and they know that Steffi comes once a month, it's familiar, but nobody just greets her and receives her and personalize the welcoming message, it will be just a simple experience for her. Will she keep coming? Possibly. But if there's another option that seems better or new, she will pick that option over over the existing one. So personalization now has become the tip of the iceberg. Why? Because it actually comes into the need and importance of profiling on with who we work, our teams, and our environment. And it's not only about, and it's a good tip actually to go into the LinkedIn of the person or the company and get into the website and tap into all the resources that we have online. But what about, like the demographics that sometimes it makes a difference, the buying preferences, the past interactions of our clients or customers, or even of our team members. And I remember very briefly, I will share with you that there was a client on a previous company that I worked for where we actually, and possibly this happens plenty of times, but we offered him in a conference room some Cokes, and he worked, and one of the brands that he worked was Pepsi. So at the end, he didn't mention anything until the end. We were able to continue working with him, but he did mention that it was a total failure to him to see that we didn't know the brand, know the business or the client as much as he would like to. So details, and we want to know everything that we can about our client, even the teams that we work with, even from the Amadeuses and the APRs of the world and the Send businesses of the world, the managers, our peers right there, because that will enable us to personalize our message and personalize our service. Then context is king. There were some days or even, like kind of the decades possibly that it was called out that, content was the king or data is the king. Right nowadays, context is the king. If we know the context and understand it in order to see what are the behaviors, what are the trending ideals, topics, pain points, then we have a winner right there. If we understand the context, we are able to go deep and deep and deep into our customer pains, into our team members, even performance situations or not. So context and having the macro picture of where we are sitting is super important. And customize the relationship. And what do I mean by customize the relationship? Everybody likes to feel special. If I know that at the end, we have, like a sports person within our team, or a person that is a family person, is a cat person, is a dog person, even that kind of difference maker can articulate and evolve into an opportunity to just work better together, opportunity to upsell, an opportunity to many things that we can. But at the end, it's important to contemplate that currently, if we are not going deep diving into profiling our clients, profiling our team members, understanding them, getting into the context of where they are, we are missing a big piece of the cake right there. Anticipation. Another strategy to actually elevate ourselves in front of our clients and how we work as leaders is to actually try to predict our customer, address them. And it sounds easy, I know, and it's not. But let me give you like a couple of tips on how we can actually do it and take advantage of AI right now with this, which before we couldn't. And if there's anyone from the marketing team, they will know that way before creating customer journey maps or, like getting into large data visualization, it was hard. It was Excel. It was like other type of tools that we have. But right now, being able to just get AI powered tools in order to assess and analyze data and get into some of these tools, for example, that I have here for you to do like a customer journey map, it's great. And it doesn't take that long, but it gives us an idea and give us the ability to go the extra mile from where we are. So we're not saying like we need to be marketers in order to do our own research. What we are saying is that we are multidisciplinary, that we can tap into various ecosystems of the client and of the business, and I can add value. So predicting and anticipating is not easy. But if we get into some shortcuts, possibly we might have a winner or two. Customer journey map, and here I share with you some of the, like very basic steps of it, and we're not going to go down the line in marketing here, but able to go into these steps and very specifically on how are the pain points and how I can anticipate or brainstorm on them, it's super important. Utilizing machine learning or AI tools are Snaply. It's great. I place you these two if you want to go and trial it. But at the end, my message to you is there are tools there that can enable us to just get and tap into, okay, what are the competitors of my client, or where the demographics, is there's any, where they are connecting, what are the different ecosystem and companies that they are dealing with, what are the pain points, and then actually get into continuous learning mode. Our continuous learning mode as leaders in the technology business is not only about the trending topics on how we manage an operation and how we manage our teams or how we get into customer service. Right now, customer service is knowing the client as deep as we can, anticipate and be able to get into the industry trends before them and get into emerging technologies before them. And not because it's not on the technical team, possibly because I'm the account team, or we can get into the market team as we have a variety of people here today. But from any angle that we have tools to tackle and profile and try to anticipate on trends and emerging technologies and possible solutions that we can trial. We have a large, support system at Gap. All the COEs, the practice, the agile, we call it, then we have technology and all the breakdowns, we have MDA. Well, we have a variety within our network that if we can tap and have data around a client and we can predict that they can be in the middle of a challenge, I would rapidly go and tap into the COE and say what we could do. They will possibly ask me, okay, I don't have the resources and I have the time. Why this is so important? If I'm able to just get some anticipation in front of them with my customer journey using AI, like consumer trends, client trends, I can offer timely support, and that would make a difference. And if you build a case, possibly might be enough in order to try a solution, a proof of concept, who knows? But anticipation is one of the strategies to actually elevate our game. The last one, but not least, that we're going to tap into today, surprise and delight. And I'm personally passionate about this one because we always talk about how we can exceed expectations. And when I place here with unexpected gestures, like what does that mean for me on a technology world? What is unexpected gestures? For me is that possibly the company that is working, my partner, can actually give me a better access to a new feature that I haven't, like asked, or that actually I mentioned during the meeting, and here it is. Custom development, that is what we actually tap into, and we get better and better every day. Providing virtual reality experiences to our clients. Surprise upgrades that they haven't even actually shared, that might be in the pipeline. So those are the gestures within our technology environment that, as leaders from our accounts, our team members, our departments, we can actually tap into and try to think and create community. And that's why in the strategies is community building. It's not that we have to resolve it all as a one person or one team. It's actually have, like all these group effort in front of us to tap into any of these strategies and get something that can exceed the expectations of the client and that is tangible. So virtual reality, augmented reality, there are like two that, like I like really much, Unreal and Unity. They're both kind of like tools that we can play with, and I can share this with you, similar to the customer journey that I'm sharing. Those are very nice to just tap into and get creative on those, and really start thinking on how we can create any of these unexpected gestures for our clients. Definitely, the key thing here on surprise and delight is to be genuine and thoughtful. We're not selling anything. Our objective is not to sell. Our objective is to show genuine interest in our client and how we elevate our game and our service and how we feel proud of what we do. So, like, just taking in consideration that if it's not genuine, if it's not thoughtful, possibly we need to pause and actually review if we want to move forward and say, hey, this is what I have and this is what it will cost. It's not about it. Product and services, and this is a line that we will not get into as this is a leadership talk, and it's not kind of a very go deep into the technical area, but I would like to highlight that right now some of the trends are obviously like quality is not going away anytime soon, as is what make us who we are, how we consistent are with what we deliver as a product or service. The value proposition, which for me part of the value proposition and where I see it reflected as from a business view is where I can personalize and I can customize solutions and get it as part of the value proposition. And then lastly, the user experience. It's all about, at the end, it's all about the user experience and what the others believe of the product or the service that we are creating for them. And if Todd is not here, but if he's here, he can relate that it's all about the user experience at the end. If not, it will get backfired to us. So for now, product and services, quality, value proposition, and user experience. For the rest, 3 strategies. If we can try to anticipate, if we can try to personalize our support and our leadership and account management, whatever we are. And the third one, unexpected gestures in the technical way of being creative, have proof of concepts, do whatever we want to do. And if they ask me, do I have to do it in my own time, I don't know. And that's the main reason of what I don't know is because when you're passionate about something, you possibly will not ask if you can do it or not, or whether I do it in this time or that time. You will do it because you know that you're creating a difference maker for someone. So at the end, it will go and evolve around those 3 strategies. And please don't forget to tap into AI tools, machine learning, virtual reality, augmented reality, like there are various tools that we can tap into. But obviously what I would say, AI with your personal touch. I would not go and just copy paste. Please don't. I would say the use of AI is great, but it has to have your personal touch. It needs to be customized and needs to be personalized in order just to have a win-win and elevate our game, and for us as individuals and for us as a business. Oh, before jumping into that, questions, comments on the business side? Does any of these resonates? Emma?
There is one that I would like to add. I know it's kind of implicit in some of them, but I like the idea, the concept of embrace curiosity. There is
Mhm.
many things in many of these areas of enhancement and strategies that work around having enough curiosity, and that usually is what helps, and that demonstrates that you are really interested in what the client has to say, and open the client a willingness to share things with you, and work together in a problem, for example.
Absolutely. Um, and one of the things, like on an individual level, that actually help us build curiosity is to play. We don't play often as adults, and having some play and getting to our mindset into that mode, get us out of the comfort zone and give us some creative thoughts and creative thinking and creative connections in our brains. So that's why in the individual one I place it, and I definitely agree with you, Emma. It's like we need to play more. We need to make sure that we make ourselves or make fool of ourselves often. So we embrace the unknown. We don't like to play anymore, also because we don't know we don't want to. So that's a very good way of actually building that curiosity and curious mentality. Okay, and before I go, and actually have it here, and I was actually saying, like, what would be a good one? This book. It's heavy, but it's super nice. If I can, like, give me the chance to recommend you one book that connects the individual with the business area of how we can elevate ourselves, is this one, Black Mamba's Mentality. I know that he was a basketball player, it's a sports and so on, but I'm listing you here 8 lessons of this book that are related to life and business. I will not go into detail on this, but in this book, I'm not surprised, but actually, I keep in mind the obsessive work ethic of Kobe Bryant. He practiced and practiced as much as he could, despite there were some trends on how he was becoming the best player in the NBA at the time, and that he could retire being the best player at the time before he got injured. But at the end, he had an obsessed work ethic, meaning that he was not considering himself the best of the best. He kept kind of working on himself and working on continuous learning on the way that he could, practicing before going into the court. Then the power of visualization. As an individual and human being, visualization is a powerful tool. If we're coming in and we're heading into a difficult conversation with a client, if we are heading to a difficult conversation with a peer, with any of our team members, like visualizing that meeting is being successful, visualizing that I made it, that I just was able to do the release, to present the QBR to the client, to actually get into a very difficult conversation in terms of performance of a team. Visualizing that I'm already there, that I already a winner, that's a huge tool. It's a powerful tool. The third one is like embrace challenges. He consistently saw challenges as opportunities. He got injured several times. Then he ended up, kind of retiring before that he could, at least, as he stated, that he could have just gone too far, but he was not able to recover fully from an injury. But that was an opportunity to create that Mamba mentality opportunity and to start, sharing and building side kind of like side opportunities for the basketball and sports in the area. The importance of mentorship. He value of learning from others better than him. He stayed humble and had some mentors that actually are part of this book as part of the, like the last, like times that they were with him and so on. It was tremendous to see like how those mentors then elaborate about Kobe's legacy. The strong mental fortitude and resilience to handle stress, pressure, that mental toughness, because we will have setbacks and we will get into stress and pressured moments created by our own selves or of what we don't control and of the unknown. But if we get into that mental toughness, we are able to handle them way better as leaders for ourselves and for our team members, families, wherever we are. And the right pursuit of perfection, it doesn't exist. But that pursuit of perfection is what is driving us to excellence, is what drives us to excel. It's not the perfection itself that we will never attain. The power of positive thinking, it's out there as just a saying. And if we into some of the challenges that Kobe went during his career and life, he placed it just at how I can avoid the negative self-talk. And he was kind of, like possibly one of the top, if not at that time, the top. And he said, like, I'm having trouble, like avoiding negative talk. And how he could embrace positive thinking. And legacy of hard work. We all want to achieve greatness on any of the fields that we are. I don't know if you were able to see Rafa Nadal's speech yesterday when he retired the Davis Cup, but when he was asked on how he wanted to be remembered, he said that he wanted to be remembered as a good person that had plenty of talented people behind him. But in a nutshell, he started and ended that question responding, and I want to be remembered as a good person. So the legacy of hard work, the legacy of being remembered as a good person and being known for our kindness and grace as leaders, you're already a winner. The rest will come. So I leave you with my recommendation on this book, 8 lessons that I learned and that I possibly would like to share with you any other time. And with that, I will open up for questions. Again, one last time. Okay. No questions? Thank you very much. So I'm going to end with an invitation to all of you. If you would like to just, turn off your mic so we can all hear us together as a team to feel the empowerment and the power of one thinking and one purpose, and get some into possibly visualization. But I want you to together state this as our final thought from this talk. And it's, I unlock my full potential and live a life of purpose. That is my wish to all of you, and my personal wish that I can serve you at GAP with all my heart, with purpose and grace. So if we want to unlock our power within, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3.
I unlock
Hello,
all potential
and live a life of purpose.
I love my
Okay, once
potential
again.
life.
Once again,
One more
all
time.
together, out loud, because we're too shy. We're too shy. You tell me what you feel, but I need to hear it. 1, 2, 3.
I am
I am my life of purpose.
Purpose.
Okay, one more time. The last one, and then we are gone. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Great. I'm done. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.